Mr. Elbarik Kaku, UN Resrep, and co-chair of Joint Steering Committee, colleagues, permanent secretaries who are here, His Excellency Logan Follam, the Ambassador of Ireland, and the distinguished heads of UN agencies, funds, and programs, representative of development partners, invited guests from different sectors, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. El-Bariki, it is a great pleasure for us together here today to mark a very important and historic event of our development cooperation. This event has stemmed from a long-term cooperation existing between the United Republic of Tanzania and the United Nations. On behalf of the government of the United Republic of Tanzania, I would like to extend our greatest appreciation for the support the UN has been accorded to us in the previous country development program cycles as stipulated in the United Nations Development Assistance Framework of UNDAF for the period 2002 to 2006, and its successor, UNDAF 2007 to 2010. The support under these programs contributed much to the achievements we have realized in the implementation of our development agenda. RESREP, when we started the pilot process in 2007, it was not very clear whether the pilot could be a success or not. However, when the work started, it was quite encouraging to see things changing gradually and then faster enough until we realize the result all of us are witnessing today. The path we took during the delivering as one pilot process had a myriad of challenges, which by working together, we are able to deal with. Let me say, we really had a lot of problems to get support within the UN agencies in Dar es Salaam or in Tanzania, but also problem getting support from headquarters. Here, the individual agencies were worried whether the thing will work, and if it works, where will we be? Are we losing job or what? But the UN headquarters things were also difficult. What is this anymore called one UN agency? They didn't understand exactly what are these people in the field are talking about. But we managed through working together, and this is the spirit of partnership. I thought all those staff of the UN agencies at the field and the government, we had one voice. And we are determined that having one UN can work. And to that, can also do away with a lot of transaction costs, which the government, why it was pushing, because it has already started with the GBS. And we have seen the result of GBS that it did away with a lot of transaction costs, which we are working with each and every DP, but now we are dealing with one voice. I would like to thank the UN country team for flexibility, readiness, and hard work that made the pilot process a historic success. Let me tell you, it was not an easy job. These people in front here worked very hard, very, very hard. First, to convince each other, and secondly, to convince the headquarters. It was very tough. They were not sure of themselves surviving, but still they pushed it. Let's push for one UN. Whatever the result, we'll take it. That is not easy for a human being. I would like also to congratulate all the government MDAs that worked with the UN country team, members of members of government UN Joint Steering Committee, his task force, and the Secretariat for creating the United Nations Development Assistance Plan, UNDAP, to its completion. Being such a tireless working team, we are all pleased to have achieved these results. I think we need to clap for ourselves. Mr. Coordinator, the UNDAP, being the business plan for 20 UN agencies in Tanzania, funds and program for the country for the period of July 2011 to June 2015, provides a different approach to the way the UN support the government's effort for managing the economy with a view to changing to better the lives of the Tanzanians. It reduces duplication in planning requirements for UN agencies and partners, ensure consistency, and provides a more collective and coherent strategic response by the UN system to the national priorities as articulated in Nkukuta 2 and Mkuza 2, covering the period 2011 to 2015. Further, UNDAP sums up the entire range of activities supported by the UN system in Tanzania. It reflects inputs from representatives of the government United Republic of Tanzania, as well as the resident and non-resident agencies of the UN, civil society, and development partners. Aligned to the national planning cycle of the government, which is July to June, the UNDAP requires agencies to operate national planning cycles, to operate within a framework of national leadership, ownership, and accountability through the systematic use of national systems, including the government exchequer, where appropriate. Collectively, the UN will provide under UNDAP, which we will soon sign, a total of US $777 million to support Nkukuta 2 and Mkuza 2 over the 4 years period. Mr. El-Barik, it is the special feature of the UNDAP that has simplified the proliferation of programs we used to have, and reduces its number to only 10, which are more specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic objective-bearing and synergetic programs that are in line with the national priorities. These 10 objectives are economic growth, environment and climatic change, education, health, HIV/AIDS, social protection, WASH, that is a short film for, you have to say it, you know it, governance, refugees, emergencies and disaster response. All the UN funds, programs, and agencies are collectively contributing to achieve the results of these programs, making them commonly agreed objective, and this is the difference embedded in the UNDAP approach against the former approaches.